I am Mark Stewart. I am addressing a big question that came up in Thursday night's candidate forum up in Suffield. The question, I'll be verbatim here, how would you protect education cost-sharing funding for our schools? This is important. I would not protect education cost-sharing. And here's why. Because we can do so much better without education cost-sharing. Education cost-sharing is inherently political. You'll never get rid of that between tweaking formulas, which has a political basis, not following formulas, which will be a political football, and using formulas as a club that, for example, Governor Malloy used in the summer of 2017 to get sides to the bargaining table. Education shouldn't be a political football. Instead of education cost sharing, instead of any wrangling over what district should get how much, you use my plan. Total choice. It's instead of top-down education, which gives parents very little choice, it's bottom-up. Bottom-up means choose your school. You have a voucher worth the value that the General Assembly decides. I would like to see it the exact same amount per student as it is now. Maybe there's some special needs students who will have a higher voucher. But whatever that dollar amount is decided, don't give it to the schools. Give it to the parents to use in the schools. That allows them to choose. Choose from among schools in your district, or schools outside of your district, or even schools that have not yet formed but will begin to grow using First 500. That's my state backing for any new school that falls on really desperately hard times. No money outlay, but yes, lender of last resort for very expensive proposals that might otherwise not get built in education. When the parents have the control, it makes our public schools better. They have to get better, or they will fail. That's a good threat. That's the kind of threat we individuals as parents do, and it works. It's the kind of threat that capitalism does, and it works. The threat of failure and the reward for improving is why we get such good stuff in a free market, why our computers get better, faster, cheaper every single year, why our phone devices come in more and more varieties that do more and more things every single year, why our food gets to us cheaply from so many places, fresher and tastier, why our clothing comes in so many varieties at lower and lower prices. That's the beauty of free market choice. Why not let that happen in education, which is arguably more important than computers and devices? Teachers, the good ones, will get paid more. Teachers across the board will have fewer restrictions that come from the top down, forcing them into choices that they don't want to make in their curriculum, forcing them to be constrained in things that kids might need and they can't do. Teachers will flourish, students will be improved with them, and there's no political wrangling. This doesn't take long either. You could have this in play by September 2019. Literally, if I'm elected in January, the call goes out, 500 new schools. We'd like a chunk of them by September. And those new schools might form the way, Breakthrough Magnet School in Hartford did about 15 years ago. I visited when they were in their first year in a ramshackle North End building. They've grown into, I believe, 3 schools, well-funded now, and there's a wait list every single year. It's not just one or two schools. Look at New York's magnet schools. People flock. They can't get in because there aren't enough places for the number of people who would like to go to these well-run schools that act on a charter basis. I'm asking to do this statewide. To me, this is a no-brainer. So education cost sharing should be an issue for the past. The future of education is choice the way we have it in good old-fashioned free market capitalism.